If you are in cold water, freezing water, and suddenly you're snapped out of that water, you're catched by a rescue worker, and you receive a warm blanket. After a while, the numbness of your body disappears because your body was numb to the cold. And afterwards you begin to feel the shocks of the cold. Now you're out of the water. You're safe. You're now warm. But your brain is now processing the harm you are in. That does not mean that you are in harm now. But now it's being processed. In a similar manner, before you were delivered, you can only be delivered when you were born again. So before you were born again, you were in darkness. You were static. You were a sinner. After you became born again, you became a saint. You have been renewed. However, you're still in that old body. And your mind that's in your soul is not renewed. So now, as a born again human being, you ought to learn to walk by faith. That's where your deliverance process begins. Once you're delivered, you're delivered. That does not mean that you can't be attacked anymore, okay? Or that you won't endure any bad stuff. You will be persecuted, you will be attacked, but you are delivered. So now you have perspective. Look, I'm talking to those that are born again and who are delivered, okay? Haven't you ever had that you remembered something from the past and you got the chills over you of what happened? Or it can be that someone said something to you. They made a remark. At the time they made a remark, you were not upset, you didn't have any issues with it. But now, it can be years later, you remember this and you think, what? What did he say? What did she say? Why did he or she say that? And you feel shocked. Now, what's happening now is that you are delivered. Alright? And your mind is detoxing of all the bad energies people have sent towards you. A lot of people sent negative energy towards you without them being aware of it. They knew any better. But there were people that just targeted you with their bad thoughts and with their bad words and their bad attitude. At the time you didn't notice the effect it had on you, on your body, and on you as a whole. Because as a human being, you are a spirit being with a soul living in a body. So you have an energy field around you because you generate energy. And when people generate their negative energy upon you, that negative energy, if it's not resolved from around you, it will affect you. It will hang around you. And it can cause sickness with you. It can cause circumstances to go bad with you. I mean this. Alright? But okay. So now that you're delivered, you're detoxed from all the negative stuff that happened. And sometimes negative stuff happened that you couldn't realize were negative at the time. Maybe someone just said something that was their honest opinion, but that individual was operating in darkness. So what they said, it's true, they said it. And it may be true that their statement contained some facts, but what they said was not true. Because you couldn't discern it at the time. So without you being aware of it, you accepted a curse. And if that individual that said it may not be aware that they've basically put a spell or a curse on you. But nevertheless, you're delivered now, so now all of that, you've been detoxed from all of it, so now you experience what it really was. Alright? Now look, I'm not saying that you should feel like this all the time, no. It depends upon how your past was. If you grew up in an oppressive household and people mistreated you and kept on targeting you with their dissatisfaction over and over again, then when you are delivered, there's a lot of detoxing that needs to take place. If you didn't been through too much, then still the detox needs to take place. It's in that detoxification phase that you begin to that you will realize what you have been delivered from. And look, when you are delivered, there are going to be some people that won't stand to be around you anymore. Because understand this, when you were in darkness, when you were operating in the ways of the world, the people around you that remained with you, they had that same mindset of the world. Now that you're delivered, you can't operate like that anymore. And those people are now sensing power coming from you. You're now powerful because you're delivered, you're operating in the spirit. And they're going to be frightened of it. So they're going to take offense because they're already operating in offense because they are in disagreement with the Messiah. So some of those people will drop you, and it's all right. Because some of them, well, let me say, if they were from the world, they had it, and we all came out of the world. There are people that carry a lot of waste energy with them, and they're not aware of it. And you hung out with them, and you became acclimatized to their negative energy. So you didn't realize it was negative. But now that you're delivered, and you look back, you realize, whoa, what the heck was wrong with that guy? Or what the hell was wrong with that girl? Or maybe it's your parents. Now that you're delivered, you think, what the heck was wrong with my dad? Or what the heck is wrong with mom? The mom acted that way. Look, when you go through such moments, you're not becoming crazy. Because if you were in the process of becoming crazy, or if you were in the process of losing it, you would not be aware of it. Others would really not notice it, not you. Look, I'm going to give another illustration very quickly. We have a caterpillar that ends up in the cocoon and fights to get out, and he gets out as a butterfly. Well, the caterpillar turned into a butterfly, but it went through a process. And the process was painful, it was uncomfortable, and it was a harsh thing. But it's that struggle to get free that developed the wings of the caterpillar. And the wings were moving all the time when he was fighting to get free. So when he finally got free from the cocoon, he was already flying. And the creature realized later that he's now flying, he's not creeping around anymore. The same way it is with those that are delivered. When you are delivered, you're not aware that you're delivered. Others going to notice a big change with you, and they're now realizing, and they're now witnessing power come from you. So now they will try to enforce the past upon you, or they come with accusations just to hinder you, because before you were born again, look, before you were born again, you could easily be targeted with accusations, with spells, with witchcraft. You could easily be targeted with the bad energies of others. But now you're walking by faith. Now you're like this, I would say, you're like this burning fire that's shining all the time. So now those people that are used to you being a certain way, you're not that way anymore. But they can't handle who you have become. Listen, if you are a butterfly, you cannot have fellowship. You cannot have fellowship with caterpillars. You can't. It's very uncomfortable for you, and it's dangerous for you to hang out a caterpillar while you are a butterfly. Am I saying now that you have to hate caterpillars? That you have to pretend like caterpillars are a disease? No. You will meet some caterpillars, but you shouldn't fellowship with them. Well, that's it for now. Be inspired. May the grace of Christ Jesus be with you.